images he'll send to us so we can put those directly online, right?
Just put your window larger.
Yeah.
Good.
I won't. Okay. So my name is Florent, and I'm actually I'm very happy to be here, and I'm not taking your presence as granted. Neither are you listening. So I will do like 5 minutes, and let me know like if I'm like about to take 5 minutes. So I'm actually a visual artist who has like experience in movie, TV show, illustrations, as well in teaching. I have a bachelor in architecture. So today I'm gonna like share actually some of my works. So I will start with pictures because it's what I do. If it's working. Okay. Sorry. So I love sketching. I draw a lot, and some of the artworks I never shared before. But I guess like today is the special occasions. So I do digital painting, traditional drawings, inking, all kind of stuff. It's like my hobby and my passions. So I will start actually with a sketchbook I self-published in 2009 before actually coming in Montreal. So I never like share publicly like this kind of sketchbook, but I guess it's a kind of work I do. Like I like at this time on my life, I like being like introspective about myself and who I was actually, I think I was. Like coming from adoptions, because I was born in South Korea, I grew up in France and came in Canada in 2009 studying like visual effects and 3D animations. So back to 2005 in my high school, I actually saw for myself what it takes to be, I wanted to be the best. So I learned like how to draw by myself. I got inspired by people online, and then I was obsessed by my self-pictures, my self-image. Like, so I did a lot of self-portraits. So 2005, and between 2005 and 2009, I did about like 250 like self-portraits. I didn't count, but afterwards I just have a lot of self-portraits. So inking, watercolors, all the kind of stuff. But what's happening is like when you do a lot of self-portraits, you repeat the process, and then something emerged from this kind of space, of creative space. And then I just, like, more I was doing self-portraits, more I was doing kind of distortions about my own pictures, about my own, who I think I was. And then at some point I reached the bottom where I was just live with my context by default, which is suffering, pain, loneliness, and a kind of, I don't know where I'm going in my life. So it just like, for me, I was the monster. And actually showing this work is actually explaining to myself, okay, you know, the pictures like are telling you a story that you don't want to hear, but in the future, you just like look at that and understand in a more comprehensive way. So in 2009, I did a lot of other portraits and trying to figure out who I was compared to others. A lot of comparisons, but you can still see like I used like charcoal, all kind of traditional stuff, mediums. And in 2009, I studied visual effects. So I have the chance actually to work on kind of big movie like Exodus, God of King, Upside Down, Tonight I Strike, X-Men, Days of Future Past. It's like one of the greatest and inspiring projects, teamwork. It took me a lot. But what happened in 2013, I actually burned out. So I came back to France and said, okay, you know, what's going on with my life? I'm an artist, but I can't really work with team, with people. So I did like some kind of freelancing work, as well as illustrations to explore a little bit like my work and my way to express myself. And I did the kind of matte painting, this kind of work I do, and this kind of 3D based. But in 2015, actually, I reached another point where I didn't know where to go, so I decided to go to Korea, where I was born. And then I reconnect with myself, with my roots. I never feel like so grounded in my space. So I spent like 2 amazing weeks with a guide, with amazing people. And I came back, this is the best, like, you know, so like in Korea, I prefer like mostly the countryside with the mountains and kind of colors. I got really inspired as an artist. So yeah. And in 2000, like after I came back, and I became like communication manager in art school in Montreal. So I decided to take another way of exploring art as a teacher, as a school, and as a manager. So I was very happy, and I became like step by step I became like art model. Like people actually pay me actually to draw me, and what's happening is like it's like very like as an artist you want to make an impact, to touch and move people with emotions, but here as art model I just have to stay quiet, to shut down and not moving, and people get inspired. And I discovered like at the beginning of the presentation I say who I was, like who I am, it's most questions, but now it's like more what can be for others, what possibility I can open for others. And it's like now like my most recent work, like what I can be for others rather than just focusing on myself. So this is kind of, and I really get inspired actually by the contributions of other people, how they see me, and seeing people inspired and create their own work, it's really inspired, and why actually I'm here tonight. So if you have any questions.
Wow.
And,
Questions and comments? Questions and comments?